Hello, welcome to the Carousel of Conversations. You're in for a real treat. Join us as we take a spin through the past, present, and future of all things Disney. Here, where there's a great, big, beautiful tomorrow just a podcast away. Let the podcast begin.
Guys, I am not only excited about this episode, but I am excited about the next couple of episodes that we have planned here on the podcast.
We've got a summer full of thrills.
Yeah, we had our monthly meeting 2 months ago, and it went so well that we planned for the next 2 months.
No, we have some exciting things coming up. So for one, we have somebody who is a former cruise cast member and one of my childhood friends who is going to be coming on the podcast and talking to us about something we are all not familiar with, which is Disney cruises. So I'm excited to hear her perspective. I have a lot of questions like, why would you pick a Disney cruise over like a Royal Caribbean, which is much cheaper? Because I really want to understand like why you would ever go on a Disney cruise and pay that price point. Like what makes it worthwhile?
Are there actually fish in the ocean? That's a good question to ask too, because they could be lying to us and we would never know.
I just want to know what it's like to have a cruise life.
Yeah, that would be
to
interesting.
Live on a cruise ship. Yeah. That would be interesting to know.
What is that like?
Yeah, for sure.
Because you just never on dry land.
Yeah. We're going to ask all those questions, and if you have a question about a Disney cruise or a cruise life in general, we want to know those, and we are going to ask her on that episode of the podcast. So definitely let us know on our social media page. There's a post right now that you can go to and let us know if you have any questions about Disney cruises or just the cruise life in general. Definitely leave us a question, and we want to know about it. And then with Disney's 70th coming up, the Disneyland's 70th anniversary coming up, we want to do a special episode, and so we're going to be bringing on somebody to talk about another topic we're not as familiar with. We're more comfortable with Disney World. Noah may be more comfortable with Disneyland, and I grew up going to Disneyland. Jesslyn's probably like, oh no, Disneyland.
I've only been to Disneyland twice, but I grew up on the East Coast, so I'm a Disney World person.
Yeah,
I've been zero-ice, so
But you know the history of the park pretty well.
Oh yeah, I probably know how to walk around the park better than Jesslyn, even though I've never been there.
Probably.
So we're gonna talk about all things 70th, from Disney's 70th merch to the different exciting activities they have around the park, to snacks, to shows, to ride experiences. All of that. And I'm not giving an order for a reason. We're working with two other people who are not us. So we're working with schedules and other things to try and figure out what works best for everybody, so we can get those. Yeah, so we can get those episodes out. And hopefully we can figure out how to record this not the way we typically do, or figure out some way of getting them to record this. So yeah, we're excited about all that. And then I did want to let everybody know just right off the bat that we are not going to be posting an episode Memorial Day weekend. So we typically post an episode on Mondays, and that Monday of Memorial Day here, which is 1 week away from today's episode, we are not going to be posting an episode. Noah's going to be out of town, and there's just, with everybody getting together with the family, we felt like just taking a break for 1 week and coming
this
back.
Life drains you, know. Being famous podcasters, it's just, you get a question once a week.
We weren't recording last year during Memorial Day.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Yeah, because we started in like August,
Thanksgiving.
September.
Thanksgiving is when we did that.
Yeah.
We started in August, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, were you sure?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Man,
I think
so. We haven't
even doubting myself now.
A year yet.
Again, we're famous podcasters. We get questions once a week about random things. It's a tough life. We got to take breaks. Paid time off. That's not very paid because we haven't gotten
paid. There's a lot that goes into recording a podcast.
And TikTok's like getting wet and stuff. You get in scenarios you didn't think you would ever get in.
Well, and then I think the other thing that we wanted to discuss a little bit right off the bat is that Halloween party has been announced finally.
It
Yay,
has.
this is my
Been
favorite.
way late. I think that's
Uh-huh.
why we're both wearing our Halloween shirts.
I'm wearing Alani, so.
I love.
But-
Listen, I am like trying to beg RJ. Let's find a way to go to the Halloween party this year.
Yeah, it's just like if we were to just do a weekend, I would want to fly, and flights are so ridiculous right now that I can't justify it. And so if we could drive up there with
Just so you can fly, and then he can just drive
I
down
said
by
I
himself.
can justify it. Life is short.
But
So it was a plane ride
But-
compared to a drive.
I just want to say that like Halloween party was late in announcing this year. And then also it was super late in like when they're starting. They're starting like 2 weeks later than they typically do. So I just thought that was both interesting. But we're excited about the Halloween party and
And
to see all the news that comes
if
out.
you're interested in going to the Halloween party, you need to contact RJ at famvia, FAMVIA.com, and he can
'Cause it's like
hook
family,
you
but
up. Yeah.
Yeah.
But Famvia. And he can hook
Yes,
you up with
RJ
a
app.
sick Disney vacation with Halloween tickets. And trust me, it is the
Yes.
best party ever.
But don't get sick on your
Worship.
vacation, because that sucks, because
don't
I've been in that position. So
Yeah, me too, actually.
Well, and
Yeah.
and go back and listen to our Halloween party episode if you didn't listen to that when we came back.
not many
last
people
year.
did.
And we recap that one.
We were
But that
just
is probably
starting.
the best after hours event that is at Disney of all time. So I
Yes.
definitely think it's the coolest.
So good.
All right, anyway, on to today's topic, and I think it's a very fitting topic for this time of year, especially since I went outside today and just decided to go for a walk around the neighborhood, and instantly I was hit with 91 degrees out today. 91 with humidity in the air from rainstorms that have just been going on nonstop this week. On top of the fact that my allergies are just the worst in the world. And so if you see me crying or looking like I'm crying, it's not because, you know,
'cause he's sad.
I'm that passionate about it. It's because I've been outside today. And so we wanted to talk about planning for those Disney summer vacations and those tips and tricks and things that we've learned along the way.
things
We
hot.
always say we're never going to go over the summer again. And then the next year we book another summer trip. So we're always a glutton for punishment when it comes to Florida weather in the summer. And so we are going to end up going back this year again. And we regret it every time, but then we don't regret it at the same time. So it's just one of those things that we've learned a lot along the way. And we wanted to
Must
share that
suffer.
with you. Yeah. All right. So before we get into any of that, we took a poll and said, how hot is too hot for summer? Jocelyn, do you want to go over that or do you want me
Yeah,
to?
I'll do it. So this summer, be watching out for our stories on Facebook and Instagram because I'm going to be posting polls or quizzes or something for you to help us, and we can have some questionnaire time here. So our very first poll of the summer was, how hot is too hot for summer? Now I want you guys to answer it because I gave 4 options. Are you ready? The first option is 85 degrees. I'm a delicate flower. 95 degrees. Just keep me near the Dole Whips. 100 degrees. If the pavement isn't melting, I'm fine. And then number 4, magic comes with a price. Where are you
Noah,
guys
what's your
landing?
thoughts?
You know, I haven't been in the summer heat too much at Disney, like that I can remember at least. But I do remember one time I went, and it was bad, but I don't think it was as bad as I remember. So I'm going to go with 100. If the pavement isn't melting, I'm fine. Unless, I mean, if it's 100% humidity, it's also makes it 10 times worse. Like, as they always
Yeah.
say, if it's not the heat, it's the humidity that'll get you, you know?
Right.
But,
Yeah.
I think I'm going to go with that one because, I don't know, I just feel like I can just beat the heat. If I just drink enough
I
water,
think
I'll be
that's
fine.
where I'm at. Yeah, I think that's where I'm at as well. Like for me, I grew up in a dry heat desert type environment, and so like for me, the heat doesn't bother me. It's the suffocating humidity that bothers me. Like the I can't breathe. It's so humid outside. As soon as you walk outside, I don't care what you're doing, you're gonna get a drenched in sweat immediately type heat, and that's typically what Florida heat tends to be more than anything else. Jocelyn, what about you?
Well, I am a delicate flower in the sense that,
Aw.
but no, that's not my answer.
Oh.
It's just I am applying and reapplying sunscreen my whole trip, even in the winter, because the pale
Oh, I
life
did see you
chose
do that
me.
one time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I saw you
bad.
putting on sunscreen when it was 60 degrees out.
Yeah. Well, I could feel myself burning. So I just, I've had some really bad burns in life. Anyways, but I ultimately have decided that magic comes with a price. As long as I'm at Disney World, I'm happy.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm the same.
True
like
words.
he is different, but I don't care when I'm at Disney. Like
Yeah.
it exhausts me more. I think it wears me out more, and that's the only downside because I'm already worn out in the middle of winter at Disney World, and so
But
like
Toy Story
when it's
Land,
not hot.
Toy Story Land, I can only last
Yeah.
in like 80-degree
my
weather.
word.
Like that's the only
Yeah.
place I will be like, get me out of here, because Toy Story Land has no shade at all. And
No, it's
those poor
terrible.
Imagineers probably designed all these cool like covers and stuff, and then Bob Chapek was like, "No, down with your ideas, down with your fun," and then that happened.
It is like the
Well, what
hottest
was-
part of Disney World.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's so hot.
Yeah, I will say.
They are adding more like tarps and stuff though. At Woody's Lunchbox, they've constructed more coverings and stuff. So
Hopefully those will help.
they just need to make the food better.
What were the poll results, Jocelyn?
Oh, the poll results were actually we had like I don't even know, like a two-way tie. I don't even know if that's I don't do numbers. So we had 24% 85 degrees, 29% said 95 degrees, another 29% said 100 degrees, and then 24% said magic comes with a price.
Wow,
So it was kind of like
dual tie.
pretty close all the way down. Yeah.
a tie of a tie.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, okay, let's go ahead and jump right into the topic because we've talked about it enough and had enough of an intro. So now we'll jump right into the topic of Florida weather during the summer. Florida
Don't
weather during the summer.
underestimate Florida weather.
Yeah, it's very odd. It
Yes.
has weird patterns. That's
Well,
all I say.
and like, so like, it's one time it'll be really nice weather, especially like if first thing in the morning it could be really nice in the 60s or 70s, and then next thing you know, it's a downpour rain and it won't stop for like an entire hour. Like it's just there's no in between. It's just like, and then if you're going during the summer, it's pretty much guaranteed that it's gonna rain.
Yeah, every day almost. It's very shocking. Like one
Yeah.
time, I remember I walked into Philhar Magic with a few other people, and we went in there for like to cool down and stuff and just enjoy it. And we walked in, it was sunshiny, not a cloud in the sky. Everything was beautiful and perfect. We walked back outside, the pavement has running water on it. Like not a small amount of water. It is like pouring water. And we're like, what happened while we were watching Mickey do a symphony? Like, what just happened? And then we were walking and then also got torrential downpoured again. So,
Yeah.
I think the best thing to do, and I'm one of these people that I hate it when it rains. Like, I don't want to be out in the rain. Like, I want to be inside. I don't want to get rained on. And so I always get really anxious before a summer Florida trip because I'm like, oh, I don't want it to rain on this trip. I don't want it to rain on this trip. But there's kind of like this mentality. You have to go in knowing it's going to rain, number one.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 2, don't let it ruin your time. Because, in fact, often after it does rain, you're like, man, that really cooled things down, and you feel better. It's almost like you get another little second wind going. So it's going to rain. It's just going to rain.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Rain
I
your
think about the
ponchos.
only time it doesn't rain in Florida is during the winter months. I
Winter.
think that's
Yeah.
like the only time where it's like not gonna rain every day. Other than that, you might get one shower that lasts 10 minutes and then you're done. It's just kind of Florida weather is all over the place. If you want perfect weather at a Disney theme park, go to Disneyland.
Yeah.
If you want rainy weather every single day, humidity and blistering heat, go to Florida and Disney World.
It's
Yeah.
wonderful. Please.
And I wouldn't trade it for anything.
Magic comes with a price.
Somebody's been watching Once Upon a Time.
I have been. Noah, have
Never
you
seen the
watched
show.
that show?
I have not.
Okay, so I need to
No,
explain
it's
this
not worth it.
line then. Yes, it is. It's worth it. There's this character who like makes shady deals with other people, and every time he does, and they're like, "Oh, you tricked me." Noah,
You didn't see it. I was pretending to yawn, but continue, Jesslyn.
anyways, his response, the evil guy, his response to those people is magic comes with a price. So that's
And
Disney's motto.
Disney
Magic
World
comes
is
with a
very
price.
high. Very high price for their magic.
Now, with the Florida weather, we were kind of tiptoeing around it because we knew this next step was coming in, and that is, how would you pack for knowing that it's going to rain, but also going to be super hot during the day? Like, how do you pack for something like that? Jesslyn, you are the absolute professional when it comes to packing
I
for this
saw
sort of stuff.
Last time I was with Jesslyn on a hot day, I looked in her bag and she just had goodies of cooling equipment and like cool down. Like I was like, I didn't even know they made that. Like
No one
over
needs
here
to be
drenched.
miserable on their Disney World trip. Okay.
No, you just have
No.
to pack right. Pack
And
well.
listen, honestly, and here's a solid mom advice. Like, I love the Loungefly bags. And if I'm going just me and RJ, I'm going to pack the Loungefly bag. But if I'm going with Bella or any amount of kids, it's a bigger backpack. And you're going to want to carry that bigger backpack so you can carry more stuff. The Loungefly bags just don't. That's my number one thing. Like, don't think you're going to be able to fit all this stuff in that Loungefly backpack, because you're not. Get a bigger backpack. But I would say the number one thing that I always make sure I have before I go to my summer trips is I buy my ponchos ahead of time. And I get
Oh, yes.
a couple per person, because, like, we like to
They
go for
rip.
week-long trips, and they rip, or you might forget to, after you take it off, it's just rain, you take it off, you stuff it back in your bag, and then you go all night. Well, I mean, things mildew, right? Even if it's just for 24
and they
hours.
don't
So
and they
get a
don't come
couple of
apart
them.
well. Like once you like wrap it up, you can't fold it back to where it was. You can't do anything. Like they need
Yeah.
like reusable ponchos, like plastic ones,
Or they get stuck in the zipper of your backpack,
Yeah.
or like we've had all those scenarios happen. So yeah, buy either heavy duty ones or buy multiple of those cheap plastic ones for sure.
Do not
what are
wait
some other
and
things?
think that you're going to get your poncho at Disney World. I mean, they'll
Yeah.
have them.
Oh, man.
They will have them.
But
But you're gonna spend a
again,
lot of
magic
money
comes
for
at a
them.
price.
Magic comes
The
at a
magic of the
price.
Disney poncho comes at a
Yes.
very high price.
I think last time we went, it was maybe, I feel like it was like $12 for a cheap plastic poncho.
They can get
And
like for
I-
$2 on Amazon.
I feel like I heard they went up closer to $20 now.
Oh, my
So like
word.
for
That's
a cheap
insane.
plastic poncho, I could be completely wrong. Even $12 is too expensive for a poncho.
Like
Yeah.
a family of 4, like if you get everyone a poncho, that's
Yeah.
another pretty penny that magic is costing you.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Well, another
What are
thing
some
that
other
goes
things that you
along
guys
with
pack?
that, other than the poncho, are just like cooling fans or cooling towels. They have these really cool fans right now where you can clip them on like your belt loop, and
I've
it
seen
blows
those.
air inside your
Into
shirt.
your shirt,
Which,
yeah, like one of
yes,
those inflatable like things that you see at car
Yeah.
dealerships. Yeah, you're one
Yeah.
of those.
yes, I want one of those. But RJ and I
I need
honestly
to
like
test
the
it
cooling
before we
towels
go.
the best. Oh yeah.
The last thing I want is my shirt like blowing up in the wind, so I need to test one of those before I go.
RJ getting a Marilyn Monroe moment.
Yes.
Nobody wants to see that. So yeah, I definitely want to get one of those and try them, but I'm really concerned about it too.
RJ
Anyway.
and I have found that we like the cooling towels better, which we
Those
were one
are
of those
nice.
people on. It was a summer trip and we were burning up, and Disney was selling them, so we bought them from Disney, but we've kept them. But they're really nice because when you go to all these, we'll talk about this later. These hydration stations around property, you can cool it down. You
Yeah.
can get some water on that way too, and it's really nice.
Also,
What
what
are
are
some
popular?
other things that you think?
Those fans, like you were saying, Justin, but they like wrap around your neck and blow
Yes.
up at you,
Yeah.
kind of. So they're not like little handheld ones. You can get handheld ones,
Right.
but your arms are going to get tired. They just rest on your neck and blow like nice air at you, and it's honestly
And just think,
nicer
too,
than a
like,
lot of fans.
I'm not the type, I don't want to tell people how to parent, but if you're bringing little kids with you and you're hot and miserable, your kid is probably, even if they can't communicate that to you.
Yeah.
So stroller fans go a long way, and get
Oh,
those
yeah.
stroller fans. That's even nice because ours, it's like the octopus leg one where you can wrap it around the stroller. And when we park the stroller, we take it off with us, and we might be using it in line or whatever the case is. We charge it every night while we're there. So make sure you have portable fans for sure.
Yeah, and either get a battery powered one and bring extra batteries, or get
Yeah.
a rechargeable one.
Yeah.
Just make sure you test it before you go, because you are going to be using that all day
More than you
long.
realize,
So make sure.
honestly.
Yeah, and like if your kid is not using it and they're off doing a ride with their parent, you as a parent are going to be sitting there waiting for them, and you're going to be using that same
Yeah.
portable fan. And so like we use ours all day long. So either bring a battery to recharge it with, like a portable battery, or bring something like a extra batteries that you can swap out, whatever it is for your fan. Just bring something even to recharge it if it's one of those rechargeable ones. Because you don't want that thing running out on your kid right before the fireworks and they're burning up in their stroller. Like, make sure your kid is taken care of throughout that. I would say I like the neck towels more than I think I would like the neck fans. And the reason is, or I think I would want to pair it. Now, I've never tried the neck fan, but I feel like just that battery powered thing sitting on your neck would just get hot over time too. Like you'd feel that sweatiness. Whereas like when that cooling towel, you're constantly wetting it over and over again in hydration stations. So that's why I prefer those. And it's really all I've known, and I enjoy those as well. So
I have a
Yeah,
couple more
I like
things
those.
to add to your packing list if we've got time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
One thing
Go.
that RJ does really well that I learned from him actually was on our honeymoon trip. He learned his lesson this way. It was like our first trip together. It rained, or we went in June, and it rained every single day, and his
Yeah.
tennis shoes got soaked. And they just don't, because we are park people all day long. So
Yeah.
they did not have time to dry between the night and the next morning rope dropping day. And so always pack another pair of shoes and socks. Oftentimes he'll even bring them with him in the park. I'm a sandal person, so I'll wear sandals anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I'm a
But
Crocs
he always
person, too.
has, right, same
Those
situation.
dry insanely well.
They'll dry, whatever your feet can handle. But if you're going to wear tennis shoes and socks, bring something else in your bag to change into, especially if it rains. Because sometimes when it does rain in Florida, like the park might seem like it's a little flooded at times, and you're going to be walking through large puddles of water, and you're going to get really
Yeah.
wet. So make sure you change. You have a change of pair of socks and shoes. And then
Yeah,
another
I bring
thing,
a pair of
oh, sorry.
socks and Crocs, and
Yeah.
that's what I switch into when it rains. And then whenever the rain stops, I switch back into the other one, and I bring a plastic bag to throw my shoes inside just in case, because not only if they stay wet all week and they never dry out, they will start to stink. I learned that the hard way. Just don't do it. Just bring an extra pair of shoes or tennis shoes if that's what you prefer, and definitely have two for sure.
This may seem like a silly one, but pack your swimsuit, okay?
Yes.
Because
Yeah.
even if you don't think, if you're like, oh, I'm not going to go to the pools or whatever, I remember one of our trips last June, we did not plan a break day, I believe. I don't remember what had happened, but we were at Epcot and we had planned to be at Epcot all day, but it was just so hot and it hadn't rained in a couple days. And so nothing was cooling down, and RJ and I finally were just like, let's just go back to the resort and get in the pool. And that's what we ended up doing. It was not planned. It was totally last minute, but pack it. And another big reason why you're going to want to pack it this year is because Disney's got this amazing deal that if you're staying on property, you are able to access their water park on the day of your arrival for free. So pack your swimsuit and go to that water park for free and stay on property. Another perk of staying on property.
I've never been to any of the water parks. Are they
I'm
good?
so excited. We haven't either. So
we've never
we're gonna
been
go
either.
this
We're
summer.
very excited. We're going to
very
go this
excited.
summer for the first
That's
time.
gonna be fun.
I'm really hoping
Yeah.
that I think both of them are open. I think our goal is to go to Blizzard Beach because it's an Elsa theme, and Bella will love that the most. Yeah.
I think they have a little bit more kiddie rides. Like they both have a balance, but I feel like Blizzard Beach has a few more. So yeah, we're excited to try it for sure. The next we need to talk about is hydration and drinking water.
Yeah.
This is so important, especially for your kids if you bring your kids with you. And so make sure that not only you are drinking water, but you have water available for your kids. One thing I will say is that Disney's really good about offering water stations. Around the parks. Like if you go in Magic Kingdom, right at Casey's Corner, they've got these big water jugs and cups that you can use to fill and different things like that. So they've got a lot. And then pretty much any station that offers snacks of any sort, you can get free water.
Yeah.
But you definitely want to drink water in the park.
Most of the water they give out though is the nasty Florida water, but we over our decades of experience have learned that
Okay, for those of you who are listening right now, our Noah's explaining, and RJ has this fancy camera that anytime he moves, it zooms in on him, and he just took a drink of water, and his camera like zoomed all the way into his face.
What is happening? I don't know how to shut it off.
please watch the YouTube. Please watch the YouTube.
Oh my word. That's why you don't get fancy things, RJ.
Well, that's never happened before. Oh
no, what is happening? Everyone can see your Equate allergy list.
Nice keyboard you got there, RJ.
Thanks.
I guess that proves his point of having bad allergies. He has it on his keyboard.
Stop
no idea
moving,
what's
RJ.
going on right now.
Don't move.
RJ, you cannot move ever. No. Yep, that's good. Perfect. Stay right there.
I don't know how to shut it off, which is hilarious.
You cannot move. Oh my word. Anyways, we were talking
I'm sorry,
about
Noah. What
Nast-
were you even talking about?
I think I was talking about nasty Florida water.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
So most of the places you can get free water, it is very nasty. But again, over our decades of experience, we have figured out the best ones to go to. I only remember one of them, so my co-host will have to help me with this. And the one I remember is at Gaston's Tavern in Magic Kingdom. They give out the nice, good water, and I can't think of another place that does. Justin, do you know any of the others?
Honestly, I was thinking, no. Because I was thinking of something completely different. So one thing that kind of goes along with this, Noah, because the water is so nasty, like it's very metallic-y.
If you hear us giggling, that's just because RJ's camera did something funny. So if you hear us just laugh or giggle throughout the entire episode, that is what we're just prefacing it now, so we don't have to explain it.
Okay, so
I think I got it shut off.
One thing that we really like to do is RJ and I personally will go to Sam's Club before our
Oh,
trip, and we'll buy big cases of water
Yeah.
to keep in the hotel, and then we'll refill our water bottle every day. Um, and then, like Bella, we pack her some snacks, so sometimes we'll put some water bottles in there. I know your family does the grocery delivery with Amazon
yes.
when they
Yeah.
get to the parks. So that is another thing too. Because of that, I know on this past trip, my oldest brother went on. RJ, you can correct me if I'm wrong on this, but I'm pretty sure that he said that he got one of those filtered water bottles, so that when
Yeah, he said he did a Brita.
like a Brita water bottle, so when he put the
Yeah.
metallic water in there, he said he couldn't taste the
That's
metallic
cool.
flavor anymore. Yeah.
Yeah, so he did the Brita filtered water bottle, and I'm sorry, it just it keeps messing with me. Whenever he did it, he just refilled using the water from Disney, but he let that Brita filter kind of get that nasty taste. So if you're a water snob like I am, definitely consider getting that. I'm considering getting one for this next trip.
But
Yeah, and like
even,
honestly,
can
if
have
it's
it.
cheaper than buying a case
Yeah.
of water or 2 cases of water and then hauling it down or ordering on Amazon,
Yeah.
that might be the smarter way to go because then you just have to buy a filter every like once a month or once every quarter.
I think that was a great option for inside the park. I think I would still get a pack of water because I don't know, maybe it's because we're older than you, but like my mouth is so dry when I'm back from like a long day at the park. Probably because I'm so loud and I'm like screaming and I'm like singing and I'm doing all these things. But my
And
mouth gets so dry. I'm just like I need all the water. So having water back in the hotel room is just very nice.
In all
Yeah,
honesty,
I
the
like to
one
have water.
time I did go to Disney World in the middle of summer, I was drinking like 10 Cokes a day instead of water. So
Noah.
if you are 16 or 17 and you are in half good shape and you are at Disney World in July, you might be able to survive off 10 Cokes a day. Maybe, who knows? But,
No, don't
you
do
know,
that.
I'm just saying, if you want to end up like me, might be a decision you make, but, you might also be on the ground. That's all I'm saying.
No, but I will say that Disney water is gross, but I always like to have water back in my room too. So those options of like Sam's Club or like grocery stores or something like that is always a good option, because if not, you're going to be spending like $9 for a big water bottle or like $5 for a small water bottle per water bottle, when you can buy that for a whole case if you're driving before you go, or like when you get there, the grocery delivery, you could buy a whole case for $5 from Walmart delivery or Amazon delivery or wherever. So that's always in my mind a much better option than paying the $4 in the parks to buy a water bottle, a single water bottle, or getting the nasty Florida water that you have to drink all day. But anyway, let's go ahead and move on to the next, which is going to be our park strategies. So when it gets hot, like really hot, what are your guys' strategies for the park itself?
I'll go first. My thing, and it's because it's very important to me, and this might not be a thing that you guys would think of, but it's just the mom female in me that loves this. I'd make it a priority to get our iconic photo at the very beginning of the day. So, like, we all want the picture in front of the castle. We do that first thing when we get in the park because
Yeah.
as the day goes on, whether it's a rainstorm or just the humidity is melting you away or whatever the case is, it's not going to be that beautiful picture that you want. Like, we hang up these pictures in our home or whatever. And so get that. It's going to be hot, right? So get there early and get that iconic photo wherever you're wanting it, before everyone gets sweaty and things like that.
Yeah, and sometimes the heat is starting off early, but sometimes those mornings are a lot cooler
Yeah.
as well. If it's humid outside, just forget it. It's going to be humid all day.
Yeah.
But sometimes you can get out first thing in the morning and there's no humidity and it's that nice, cool weather. And so I would say if you're really worried about the heat, if your kid is like my kid, She's going to start off at like 6 in the morning, waking us up excited and ready to go to the parks. Get ready instead of fighting that. Get ready and go, because chances are your kid is going to get tired halfway through the day and they're going to get worn out, and you're going to either fight that all day because they're going to be tired and hot, and the more hot it is, the more tired they get faster. So like if we go in the middle of winter, our daughter is like 10 o'clock at night, she's still wired. But if we go in the middle of summer, just keep that park in mind, that strategy in mind of let your kid kind of dictate that a little bit, because the last thing you want is a crying 4-year-old or 3-year-old watching the fireworks and ruining that moment for you. Sometimes it's just, hey, start your day off early. Plan to go back and just relax for a little bit, or go back to the pool or something like that for a little bit, and then come back in the parks in the evening and finish off the day strong, as opposed to fighting that, continuing to fight through to get every moment out of your trip, and then ending up making it more miserable rather than fun, and a less fun experience for you. Another option, and just the last one that I have, is just sit down restaurants.
Yeah,
Sometimes
those are nice.
that's the break you need.
Yeah, oftentimes
Is just to do a sit-down
we
restaurants.
try to well, if we can. Like, I don't think, actually, we say that we don't have one planned for this trip in the summer, but we like to plan like some sort of sit down restaurant once a day when we're in the park, and it's like usually mid to late day, so that that is giving us a break. And more often than not, it is a good break. Like, you're in there for a couple hours and you come out and you're just refreshed.
Air conditioned, you're sitting the entire time.
Yeah. And and more often than not, we have found that there might be a rainstorm that came through while you're in there and you just missed it in general. So
Yeah.
And then
Those
also,
are
I want to
nice places.
reiterate what RJ said, and like and I'm a huge fan of staying on property. And it's simply because if you are overheated, regardless if you have kids or not, like, I know one reason why Noah's family loves staying at the Poly so much is that it's so close to Magic Kingdom, and they can easily just go back to the hotel and rest. Their family needs rest throughout the day. They can't hit the park hard. So go back. It's okay. Like, go back to the hotel, rest, come back at night. Like, whatever you need to do to cool down.
Yes. All right, moving on to the best attractions that you think of for AC. Like, if you need to get out of the heat, you don't have a dining reservation, what are some places that you can go to cool off in some of the parks?
Noah,
what
do
is
you
your
think?
go-to?
What's your go-to?
You guys missed one. I was looking over the show notes, and I was like, how is this not on the list? Okay, you want to know what it is?
What?
You guys missed Living with the Land.
Okay, so I'm not going to
that's a good
lie.
one.
When I put Soarin' on there, I thought about putting Living with the Land, and then I thought, nah, Noah will mention it.
Living with the Land is the best attraction on all of Walt Disney property.
It is not.
It is the best. You get to learn about agriculture.
I love Living with the Land.
Living with the Land is awesome, mind you. They do a Christmas version. Have you seen it?
But
they have
making the
characters
statement
for
that it's
spring
the
and
best
flower and
thing
garden.
on property?
They make half the food at Walt Disney World.
Oh my goodness. I'm not doing this with you today.
No,
You don't
there's
have
a
your
lot of
NOF
indoor
card, do
rides.
you, Jesslyn?
I don't need one. My face says it all.
There's a lot of good rides and shows that you can do to kind of beat the heat or stay out of the heat. Like Noah mentioned, Toy Story Land is not the place to
No,
beat the heat.
do not
That's
be in Toy
the
Story Land.
worst.
Unless you want to sit in the
for
standby
heat.
line for Midway Mania. That's pretty good.
Honestly,
Yeah.
Galaxy's Edge is the same way, though.
Galaxy's Egg is
No.
the same way. It's a little bit different, but like the resistance area is very like unshaded.
You
but,
said
like,
Galaxy's Egg.
Yeah, because she was trying to say Galaxy's Egg. Yeah. He's like, Galaxy's Egg Edge.
And this is why I didn't do the Star Wars episode.
But yeah, Galaxy's Edge, the town area and the Millennium Falcon area, that's a good place to kind of sit down. Because not many people know this, but next to Smuggler's Run, which is the Millennium Falcon, on the right-hand side of it, if you're walking towards the Falcon, on the right-hand side, there is this giant awning. in like this cave area that no one else sees, but it's like very shaded. It has very thick walls. So you don't think about this, but thin walls lets more heat in. Thick walls makes less heat in. This is the best spot to relax and just cool down in all of Hollywood studios. And I don't think anyone really sees it or notices it because it's so off the beaten path. So right side of Smuggler's Run is a great place to just sit down, drink some water, give your kids some snacks if you have a kid, eat your own snacks if you're by yourself, and, you know, have a great time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would say that, like, there's a lot of attractions too. So, like, if you're talking Epcot, Spaceship Earth is a good ride, or you can go into like a Figment, or most of that ride queue is inside.
Or even the Finding Nemo stuff, because then there's indoor things after the ride.
The
I feel like Epcot has the most indoor type stuff that you can do that doesn't feel overly crowded.
The only brutal thing is waiting in Ratatouille because it's outside.
Yeah, that one's pretty bad.
Yeah.
But we're forgetting, Epcot also has the Moana attraction almost specifically built to beat the heat in the summer, because you're getting sprayed with water, they have misters, it's all about water, so it cools you down. It's awesome. It's educational.
But when it comes to Magic Kingdom, my favorite ride to be, or attraction to be at to beat the heat, is the PhilharMagic. That's my favorite one.
Yeah, that one is awesome.
That's a good one. And also Enchanted Tales with Belle, because it's such a long process that you're just inside for a long time. That would be another good one.
Also, an
or
underrated one.
Carousel of Progress.
Yeah, and Space Mountain's actually pretty good if you think about it.
Yeah.
Because it takes a while to get on that attraction. Even if you have Lightning Lane, it still takes a while to get on it. And it's air conditioned. It's a long ride. You get wind in your face. You're sitting down. It's a pretty good attraction as well, and people don't realize
Let's just be honest. Disney does amazing. Most of their rides are indoors anyways. Like the majority of them are. So they thought that through with Florida perfectly, because you're really not just standing in the heat for hours. You know, like you go to like our local amusement park here, you're outdoor all day long, right? But at Disney, you're going from one indoor ride to another indoor ride to a shop to food or whatever. So you're outside and it gets hot. I'm not downplaying that, but the amount of times you're in a building and out of building is just very refreshing.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
And you feel like you get breaks. But even the shows, there's only one or two shows where I don't think that they're that cool. And that would be the Beauty and the Beast show at Hollywood Studios. Even though it's got a cover over it and those giant fans, I still feel like I'm so hot. And the same with that Indiana Jones show.
Yes.
That's there at Hollywood
It's also because they use fire.
Yeah, but those two shows are probably the most hot shows. Like, if you want to go to a cooler show, I would probably go to, like, Frozen Ever After. Or I would have recommended Muppets 3D. Or
the new villain show that's coming, or the new Moana.
Yes.
I am excited about the villain show.
The Little Mermaid one, I think, is going to be good, too. We watched a little clip about it the other night.
Yeah. They're hyping it up.
Yeah, with Jodie Benson. Cool. That was cool.
But also, we forgot the best nap, air-conditioned, long-time sit-down ride there is.
Hollow Presidents.
It's close. Maybe not
Country
close.
Bears Jamboree.
That is just the best. You can't relax during that attraction. You have to watch every minute and just be entertained.
No, I meant take a nap.
I can't relax during the Country Bears.
I was going to say
freaking
the
out
Epcot
because
ball.
I'm like, why am I trapped here?
I was going to say Spaceship Earth, but now the moment is ruined. You ruined it. It's gone. Spaceship Earth, you can take a nap in. Jocelyn does all the time.
I do. I love that's a great place to take a nap. It is so slow. And see, like, I'm really good at the first half of the ride, but the last half, when you're just falling backwards and it's like, I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna like close my eyes for a minute.
Yeah, I lose focus right at the Rome part where Rome is burning down. That's the part where I'm just like, I don't know. It just bores me. Absolutely bores me.
It smells good there, though.
It does smell good, but it's absolutely boring. I think the later half where you are going backwards, I'm interested in, because there's a little iPad you just press buttons on all the time, and half the time I put it on Dutch or German, and I just kind of I just
The
like,
photo
"Ooh, what does
never
that mean?"
gets my face right. It only gets like half my face.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
glad
the
it
best
gets your
though.
face. It doesn't get mine ever.
With as many advances as we've made, you think they would take some time to update that a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
No.
ride
Especially
is
when
in
they have a whole
desperate need.
interactive game afterwards and it's like always broken because
Yep.
they never get my face.
Well, they were going to do a 7-year refurbishment, 7 or 3. It was 3 or 7 years on it, and then they said, "Hey, we're not going to do that."
I
They
always
just-
feel bad for like the people who do Disney for the first time and have no idea what they're expecting, and they're like, "Oh, let's
Yeah.
just ride," because it's the very first ride when you enter the park.
Uh-huh.
Let's ride
Yeah.
the big Epcot ball, and you get in
Uh-huh.
there, and it's like the
What
slowest
is
thing
this?
on the property.
What am I writing?
Welcome to Epcot, everybody.
Like I don't get why it must be people who've never done their research before they go. It's like always a super long line when the park
Yeah.
opens.
It's like
and
45
like,
minutes.
Just wait. It'll be 5 minutes in like about an hour.
Yeah,
Oh,
well, it
yeah.
goes back down to that thing. It's the first ride. They're like, oh, we gotta
Yeah.
ride the spaceship or whatever.
Yeah, and they have no idea what it is, and it's super funny. All right, next we're going to talk about my favorite topic, which is cool snacks or treats
Disney's
in
got
the
the best
parks that you
snacks.
can
Yeah,
have.
they do have great snacks.
Yeah.
Even from a gluten
For
man.
me, for me, it's the Orangeburg location at Magic Kingdom. The I Lava You.
Oh, I love the I Lava You. It's so good.
Yes, I love that. It's like a thing of ice cream and like whipped cream and Pop Rocks. and-
If you aren't watching the YouTube, I can see Jesselyn's head just exploding on the inside like a bunch of Pop Rocks.
It's the best Dole Whip flavored vanilla ice cream
I'll shut my mouth at that
that you
point.
could get.
I know my limits. Anyways,
okay.
the next one,
It's okay
Mickey
to be
bars are
wrong.
awesome.
Mickey bars are a waste of money. You can buy those things at Publix. Okay.
Remember when they released them and they're like, these are special because 90th anniversary of something or other, and they're
Yeah.
limited edition, so get them now. And
Yeah.
they've been in stores ever since.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
I know. I never understand why people obsess over getting Mickey bars. I'm like, you can buy these at home.
Or Dippin' Dots.
I love a Mickey
I don't
bar.
get Dippin' Dots
I
either.
do love
Really?
myself a good Mickey Premium bar. If I'm
Really?
being completely honest, yeah.
Well, in my opinion, the best cool treat that you can get on property is that Dole Whip Swirl Float. It's the pineapple and the vanilla swirled, sitting in pineapple juice. Oh my goodness, take me
It is
to
very
Disney
good.
World now.
The
It's
Fanta
so
versions of it
good.
too, like the Fanta floats, those are also very good.
That's pretty much
I'm not
what
sure if
the
they
I
have a
Love
promotional.
You is.
Yeah, it's basically like, I can't remember what it is. Is it orange soft serve? It's like orange soft serve with like the red Fanta.
I think it's strawberry with
Is it
strawberry
strawberry?
Fanta.
Oh, I
Yeah.
it's so good. I need to get another one. But another one that people don't really realize because it's at Animal Kingdom and apparently everyone hates Animal Kingdom and thinks it's the worst park is at Pandora they have this thing called the Night Blossom. It's like
Oh,
a
yes,
green and purple
yes.
slushy. It is
Yeah.
so good. I
heard
ordered
about
2
that.
in an hour and it's like sour. It's like almost like a green apple slushy. It's hard to explain because I just can't explain it. It's really good. But if you don't like slushies, over at Sertuli's Canteen across the street is the Pandoran Sunrise. It's like a pineapple orange juice kind of apple juice thing. It's like a whole bunch of different juices. It's also very good. Like
Well,
if you don't like
speaking of-
slushies,
Juices, the LeFou's Brew is another great cooling treat.
the passion fruit foam on top is so good.
Man, that is mine
Yeah.
and RJ's favorite little snack there.
Oh.
Disney World is a cinnamon roll and a LeFou's Brew.
I know how to make the
Cinnamon
food brew
rolls
at
are
home
my
too.
weakness.
You can make LeFou's Brew?
I can make the brew part. I can't make the foam on top, but I can make the brew.
Oh.
Ooh.
You need to make some
It's
for
really
us,
easy.
Noah.
It's just apple concentrate.
Don't tell me, don't ruin the
Oh.
magic.
Okay, I'm not. Come on over. I'll shake you up some and do some.
All right. Well, the last topic we have for today's episode is probably the most important, and that is dealing with the crowds, the smelly, the ridiculous, the
Man,
wait in line
aren't
outside
people
and right
the
next to
worst?
each other.
They are my
The
least favorite
crowds.
part of the world.
Same.
This really comes down to like what you prefer and how much money you plan to spend. So if you're not going to do an indoor restaurant, then quick service options are going to be good options. And there's a lot of covered quick service seating that you can go and you can have a meal and do all of that. So one thing I will say that we've done in the past is the mobile ordering.
Yes, mobile order.
So go find your chair first, sit down with your family, cool off, and on your phone, go ahead and order your meal and then wait for it to be delivered rather than standing in line with your kids.
Okay, what I love about this statement is that when we were doing our pet peeve episode, and my brother was getting really into his Disney pet peeves, and the last time he had been to Disney World, mobile order wasn't really a thing yet, and so he was said, I hate it when people just go and they find a seat and then they order their food, and RJ and I are like, that's exactly what we do.
It's
We
such a
find
good
our seats
system,
and then we
though.
mobile order. Yes, it's an excellent.
It's so good.
Yeah.
He will do
But
it on
it's
his trip,
on-
I'm sure.
But make
It's
sure you do it at
honestly
Starlight
the
Cafe
best.
because that is the best restaurant in all of Magic Kingdom.
We haven't been to Starlight in a while. I want to go back.
Starlight's
this-
awesome. It
this
has the
time
best singer in all of Walt Disney World.
But that would mean that we have to go away from Pecos Bill.
And we
because I'm not giving
love-
up Casey's Corner.
Pecos Bill.
Pecos Bills, I'm sorry. I'm not sure if I just had a bad experience, but last time I had it, it was genuinely some of the worst food I've had in a while. And I'm
I
not
just
even
think-
We
kidding.
honestly just get the nachos.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
might be it. Because
Yeah.
I got this like platter of like soup almost. Like it was
No.
like beans and like rice and it was all like in water. It was like awful and I
No,
didn't
just
like
get
it.
the nachos. Just get the nachos.
Well, he can't get the nachos.
Yeah, I probably can't get the nachos. So Starlight Cafe
Everybody
is the
else
best
who doesn't
restaurant.
have gluten issues, get the nachos.
I have a
The
problem with
nachos
everywhere
are
in
cheap
Magic
and they're a
Kingdom.
lot of food.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
the reason
I'm
why I
sorry.
like Pecos so much and Casey's Corner is because I feel like on a trip where we're not doing dine-in, like we're not planning on doing a reservation this coming up trip. So when we're eating a lot of quick service, I feel like I'm eating a lot of except if we're at Epcot, I feel like I'm eating a lot of the same burger fry meal. And so Pecos or Casey Corner gives me like a break from that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Starlight Cafe, it's very much like your like kind of Burger King kind of establishment. It has better food than Burger King, but like, yeah, it's that style of food. It's just Americana, you know,
Gotcha.
that kind of stuff. So
It's
if you
the
want something
backyard
different,
burger.
Yeah.
Is that what Backlot Express?
yeah, it's a
Express
Backlot
type.
Express of Magic Kingdom, which I also love Backlot
Yeah.
Express. So maybe I just like American food.
I used to like Backlot Express, but recently I haven't enjoyed it as much
I
as what
love
I used
Backlot
to.
Express. I think it's just
because
because
we
it's old
discovered
timey.
Rosie's.
Yeah, I like Rosie's way
Rosie's,
better.
Yeah, Rosie's is good.
Yeah, up front by the Tower of Terror.
Man, they got
like
a great.
that.
Speaking of a cool down drink, that strawberry lemonade.
Oh.
Get you one of those. Head to Beauty and the Beast and just sip it down while you're watching. So good.
Bite two.
good.
You'll go through the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so good.
The other thing in dealing with the crowds is lightning lanes.
Yep.
If you can afford to do lightning
And
lanes,
lightning, honestly.
yeah, lightning will clear out some crowds quick.
That's just- he said he had this weird pause between lightning. He said like lightning lanes is also. So I was like, lightning's a problem too. You gotta watch out for it. They'll bite you before you bite it. Like.
But lightning lanes are definitely something that you could do to kind of go into those ride and attractions a little bit faster and get into that cooler weather a little bit, or that air conditioning a little bit faster than what you would if you were to wait in traditional lines. Sometimes like Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger Spin or Space Mountain will get backed up and be outside where there is no cover. And or like our worst experience ever, and Jesslyn will probably say 100% she agrees, was when we were in line for the Haunted Mansion, and the line had backed up so far that it was going all the way to the entrance of Rivers of America, and like
It was during
the
COVID,
boat,
so they had split up the line.
so they had broken it up so much. They had done it like, you know, that little path that goes down by the water and goes like down lower and then comes back up. Well, it was in that path that we were standing, and we weren't under cover yet, and it started thunderstorming, like bad pouring down rain. And like it was so bad that our rain jackets weren't even enough to keep up with the rain. Like we were feeling the wet, like feeling underneath our rain jacket. Like it soaked through our windbreaker type rain jacket, and we were just soaked from head to toe. And so in that moment we learned, like, if you're gonna do this, do the lightning lane, because then we would have been inside and undercover immediately.
Where do cast members get their umbrellas? Because, like, they just pop them out of anywhere. Have you ever seen that? Cast members will just, like,
I think they
be
have
standing
them.
there, and then thunderstorm happen. Boom. Where did they pull it out from?
Their belts.
Because I've seen that happen. Do they have, like,
belts.
secret compartments in there? Do they, like the Haunted Mansion cast members? They're all tucked out. They got a whole bunch of clothes. They're all fancy looking. Where do they pull an umbrella out of?
I don't know.
That's something I need to
Yeah.
research.
Yeah,
I'll find
please let us know.
an answer. Yep, I
Let us
will.
know.
Thank you.
Just a reminder, we are not going to be having an episode next week because we are going to be taking a break for Memorial Day weekend. So enjoy your Memorial Day with your family and friends and whatever you're doing for that weekend. Feels weird saying enjoy your day on Memorial Day.
Well, yeah. Just,
So
you
it's
know,
like-
practice our cool down tips with your family.
Yeah, make a rhythm. Okay, kids, thunderstorm, go, go, go.
Have you seen this guy who, like, does this reel where he will say things like, okay, you want to go to Disney World with me? And he, like, asks these questions, and he's like, you hesitated. You can't hesitate. You know, like, are we gonna get a lightning lane? You hesitated. You know, like, he's just so. Anyways, he's funny like that. So when you said that, it made me think about, okay, kids, lightning storm. What do you do? Too slow. Faster. Get those ponchos out.
We'll never make tryouts at this point.
Well, anyway, that's going to do it for today's episode. Make sure that you like and comment and do all the things and leave all the comments and tell us what you think about or what your favorite tips are for rain or heat or whatever it is for Disney World. We'd love to hear from
Or
you
lightning.
for sure. How can they interact with us?
You can follow us on Facebook or Instagram and now TikTok. And
Yay, we're
whenever Noah
tickle
posts
talking.
his TikToks, okay?
It's
And,
every other once in a while.
every month.
This most recent one was good though. I suffered
It
for
was
this most
good.
recent
It was
one.
creative. It was creative. I liked it. Yeah. So follow us on there and watch out for our stories because we're going to be having a lot of interactive polls over the summer. And so we want you to communicate with us. We love to hear feedback from our episodes. Last week's episode, it sounds like a lot of you were getting really passionate with us when we were having our We Listen and We Don't Judge competition. And so make sure you are communicating with us. Tell us what you like, what you agree, what you don't agree with, and keep the conversation going.
Yeah, and if you have any questions, feel free to reach out either through social media. Say if you just have regular park questions. I had a friend reach out to me today and they're like, I know you're a travel agent, but we have some friends who have Disney questions, but they're getting it through the military for their tickets. Would you be willing to still answer the questions? Look, anytime any of us can talk about Disney, just period, we're going to do it no matter what. Like, this is our fun hobby. We just love talking Disney. That's why we created the podcast. Please ask us your questions through our social media pages. Like, we love talking Disney and we will talk about it all the time, nonstop. And so please reach out to us and ask us all.
Some
those
say it
questions.
is an addiction. I don't believe it. Those are just rumors.
It's definitely an addiction, and
addicted.
I'm happily addicted.
No, they're rumors. They're rumors, guys. We have to be cool. We have to be cool.
we were sitting at a family dinner. We were talking Disney, and my father-in-law goes, "You guys know so much about this stuff," and we're just laughing. We're like, "Yeah."
Yeah, just
we
like this past Sunday, Bella was telling someone that she's going to Disney, and they're like, "Y'all are going again?" I was like, "We're addicted. It's just who we are."
So yeah, we definitely love to talk about Disney. Ask us your questions. We would love to answer them for you. No problem at all. Anyway, that's going to do it for today's episode. Thank you so much for hanging out and listening with us, and be on the lookout and ask those questions for that cruise episode coming up here. And if you have any questions about the 70th coming up, we are excited about those 2 episodes with our guests that are going to be coming on as well. Anyway, that's going to do it for today's episode, and now we are not going to switch to the same pre-recorded message we played last week.
Wait, we're not?
Well, I hope you enjoyed our show. Before you go, please don't forget to gather your belongings and head over to our email at carouselpod@gmail.com to ask us your questions. Oh, and wouldn't you believe it? You can now bring the magical sense of vacation right into your home. Check out the Magic Candle Company and use our exclusive link with the code CarouselPod at checkout to get 15% off your order. And don't forget, we're here to help you plan your future Disney trips. Just send us a message at rj@famvia.com. Until next time, we'll see you in a great, big, beautiful week.